Listen up, miners. I gotta ask, what mining pool do you have your ASICs on? Now the bigger question, why? Reliability, security, profitability, and uptime are must-haves for serious crypto miners. All reasons why I've been running my new Bitcoin, Kaspa, and Scrypt miners on ViaBTC.com. ViaBTC.com has a unique, one-of-a-kind mining mechanism called smart mining, which unlocks higher returns for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash miners. In addition, what sets ViaBTC.com apart is their hourly payouts, auto withdrawal, and conversion system, which I gotta say is super convenient. Go check out ViaBTC.com today via the link in today's video description and tell them the Hobbyist Miner sent you. Several months back, I had the pleasure of visiting an Immersion Bitcoin mining farm in Arkansas, and it was absolutely awesome. It was something that I never thought I'd have the opportunity to see, let alone have as a home crypto miner, until I met Fog Hashing at Mining Disrupt. Just a few months ago, I had the pleasure of meeting the team at Fog Hashing at Mining Disrupt, and I started out the conversation with them just talking about immersion mining, and by the time I was done, realized that they have 2 units specifically designed for home crypto miners just like me. So after some discussion back and forth over the last few weeks, we went ahead and partnered with Fog Hashing to, well, take a look at their C2 immersion mining system. And what makes this so unique is the fact that I can run this at home. I can run my own immersion system at home as a home crypto miner that handles 2 ASICs total. And what makes this so badass is the fact that me, as a home crypto miner, can set up my own immersion system here at home, either in my garage or out in my shed, running 2 full-size ASICs. So one of the downsides as a home miner, as you guys know, is the fact that trying to run full-size ASICs at home is tough. If you can get past the hurdle of power, your next biggest struggle is sound. And a system like this, which is from Fog Hashing, which is the C2 system, allows you to run 2 units completely immersed at very low sound levels. So let's not waste too much more time. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the team at Fog Hashing has sent me to test out here at home. All right, guys, I think I need a bigger office. So check this out. Oh my gosh, my UPS delivery driver was not happy with me. I'm not gonna lie. These right here by themselves, I'm not gonna lie, these are probably 75 pounds each, I would say. And then you have the weight of each of these. This is the dielectric fluid, 20 liters each. And man, he was not happy. But everything came in. I have not unboxed it. I just went ahead and cut these strips here. So this guy here is the actual cooling kit. I guess you call these like the bath or the tanks is the way this is set up here. And then here is actually the dry cooler, the unit that sits outside that has the cold and hot pipes that run into our C2 unit here from Fog Hashing. And yeah, that's really it. Now it says 15-minute setup. Yeah, I don't believe that for 2 seconds, but we'll go ahead and review it. And then we do have 20 liters here, each 20, 20, 20, 20. We need about 70 based off of what I was reading online. So the nice thing is it'll give us about 10 liters as needed. Hopefully no messes are made. Let me get these unboxed and then we can take a look and see what we're playing with. Holy shit, guys. Check this out. This is awesome. This is really, really cool. So check it out. Front of our tank here, Fog Hashing actually has an LED screen on here, which is pretty slick. Well, look at this. It's on wheels, which is nice. Cruise this around a little bit here. So right down here is our inlet hose that has the cooler oil coming in. We have the power to power the tank and the pump inside the tank. Here is our outlet hose, which is going to have the hotter oil. And then right here on the side, this is actually where all of our cables will go through. So Ethernet cables and also any of your C13 cables, things like that, to the miners will go right from here. We'll open it up here in a minute. Nothing on this side. Let's see. Oh my gosh, get back here. and nothing on that side there. Okay, so taking a look up top here, we'll take a look here first. It's pretty slick looking. So this is actually our pump. This is actually what does all the work. This is considered the overflow tank of this here. And actually, it's a little hard to see down there. You can actually see it. I put my hand right down here. That's actually where it sucks the oil into this pump. And then it's taking it out through here and going out the top here over to our dry cooler. So the oil will overflow from the main tank into here, and this is where all the hot oil will be. So if we take off this one, which this is kind of sweet, the way this is designed, put you right there. Don't want to break anything. So here is, the size of this tank's pretty deep. So we'll have an ASIC sitting here and an ASIC sitting here. And actually, there's actually like a bed here down below here, which is nice. And the ASIC will actually, the intake will be against there, and then the exhaust side will go upwards. So what would occur is the hot oil would rise. And then what the oil would do is overflow into here. And so all that hot oil would come in and go into here and then get pumped out of the unit. And then the new oil, you see how it's like really low here? It's actually right below this kind of sheet that has all these holes in it. So the cool oil is coming in underneath here and then rising up through the ASIC is the way that that's going to work out, which will be really slick. So what else they sent me? We have brackets to put on the ASIC so we can lift them in and out. There's actually fan spoofers in here. There's some crypto logo stickers and some washers, rubber grommet I guess they're rubber washers as well. Now this is pretty sweet. So I read the instructions. This is actually a pump. Comes with, you know, a little C13N. You plug it into here, and then one side you'll cut this hose. One side of this hose you'll put into, look at this mess, massive mess, into our dielectric fluid. And the other end you run into the overflow tank, and the way it'll fill is you fill the overflow tank and then it kind of waterfalls into the rest here. So it's kind of nice they send this to you. I don't really know all the details behind like why you don't just pour it straight in. I don't know all the details. It didn't really mention it in the manual as to like why you use a pump to do it versus pouring it in, but yeah, that's really that. In here we have two massive hoses. We'll take this out at a later date. Is there any fittings? Yeah, here we go. Look at this thing. Look at this fitting. Holy cow. This is really slick. So a rubber, I'm calling it a grommet, but I'm wrong. It's like a rubber washer goes in there for a good seal. And then this actually just screws right on, you know, which is really nice. No hose clamps. I've seen the DCX system actually requires a hose clamp, but the fog hashing system actually threads directly on here, which is really, really nice and convenient. So there's two of these in here. Really, really long. You don't want to cut these in any way, but really, really long hoses. So I'll have to figure out what we do with the extra slack. But one is, as I said, for the inlet and one is for the outlet. All right, let's get this monster dry cooler unboxed. Holy cow, this is no joke. Check this out. Man, oh man. So this is the dry cooler. This is what's going ahead and cooling down our liquid that comes out of our tank over here. God, my office is so small. Check that out. That looks sick. Very, very cool. So on this side here, we have the two different, you have an inlet and an outlet. So you have your inlet here, which is taking in that hot oil and piping it through this unit, and this unit is the dry cooler. It's cooling down that oil, and then it's coming out of this unit and going over to our tank. Now, those curious on power, so it requires 240, this unit, and so does our tank over here. This unit here, if you're wondering, because I was curious, typical miner, uses 440 watts, and this unit over here uses 220. Does require that, as I said, and the nice thing is you know, it does have the C13, C14 end, so the nice thing is we can take this and fish this through the same holes that we're going to take our tubing through, and go it into the shed or into your garage or whatnot. And then you would plug this directly into your PDU is how that would work. And same thing with down here, you plug directly into your PDU that your miners would be in. All right, let me get this spun around real quick. All right, so look at this, the whole back side here is just all of this radiator fins. Don't touch them. One, you don't want to bend them, and two, they will slice up your fingers wicked hardcore. All right, so last but not least, the fluid. Look at the size of this tank. We have 4 of these. Holy cow. So fog hashing coolant, if you're interested, 𝗟𝐻C01. I don't know all the details, guys. I know a lot of you guys are like, all the different types of fluid and stuff like that. You'll have to look it up on their website. 20 liters of that, and we have 4 of them. We will end up using 70 liters total, giving us about 10 extra. All right, so before we go ahead outside and brainstorm where exactly to put this thing, I wanted to show you guys some of the details on the unit as well as the price of this unit. So we're gonna go over to foghashing.io, click on shop, and we're gonna select this C2 unit. Now you can get it without or with coolant. My situation, we got it with the coolant here. So the price is $2,108. Now, timeout, full transparency. I did not pay for this unit. Fog Hashing sent it over as part of a brand partnership with the 𝗠𝗶𝗶𝗴 Miner channel and wanted my thoughts and feelings of their unit for home miners. They didn't ask me to, critique or just any of my thoughts or feelings or opinions. They wanted full transparency. So that's what I'm going to do through the entire install process of this unit. So all the specs are over here. They have a little YouTube video on it if you're interested. Scrolling down here, some things that really caught my eye. Allows miner to be overclocked by 50%. That's insane. So I'm definitely curious to try that out. I'm thinking something like the Luxor software or the Brains OS firmware, and use that to overclock the hell out of this and see how it does. Scrolling down some more, they have all the details. Said it's a 15-minute install. This is probably going to take me, of all people, several hours. Now down here you can see where I got some of my specs from. The C2 tank, you can do view all, and you can see that it uses 240 watts, as well as the dry cooler. You can see that it uses 440. Now the dry cooler, if you guys are looking for dB levels, does use about 68, and the tank only uses about 45. Okay, if you guys want links to this, I'll put it directly down below. Let's head outside. All right, let's head outside. It's a really, really nice day out here today. I think it's like 75, could even hit 80 today, which would be pretty nutty here in Pennsylvania because it was just like high 50s. I don't think I've shown you guys, not really shed mining related, but we did go ahead and have this, well, I didn't build it. I had this retaining wall built with a lot of these bricks that I did have out here. We're actually putting a 12x8 shed right in here. It's gonna be a kind of lawn and garden shed in here. Very similar style, same company, everything like that. So that's coming here in the next few weeks. So crypto mining shed here. So what am I thinking? Well, we have two units that we do need to install, right? We have the tank, and then we also have the dry cooler. So for the dry cooler, I'm trying to decide where I want to put it, to be honest with you. I can't really fit it back in here. It would be nice because it'd be out of the way. I mean, maybe you could fit it in here, but I think some of our lines would get in the way. Maybe I could raise it up a little bit, is what I was thinking. It'd be nice to kind of like hide it a little bit. The other thing I thought about doing was coming out the same area as our electric cables, coming down. It's a really long hose, and almost putting it here, get rid of this bush and stick it right underneath of our solar setup. So that's something that I'm considering, just removing this bush and sticking it right here. But I do need to check the length of our hoses. So I might be able to run them in, but I don't know if that's gonna be long enough. So let's go inside the shed, talk about where we wanna put it in here. I'm gonna talk a little bit louder. All right, so I haven't really done much in this shed in a while, I'll be honest, because of focusing on the other shed. We have all of our GPU mining rigs in here. We got our QNAP NAS unit server with all of our VMs. We got our iPolo here, NAS units. This rig, my son's rig's not on right now. We have our KS0s, L3s, Jazz Miner, got an iPolos here, another iPolo over there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be like tearing everything down, cleaning it, and kind of resetting it back up. So what I'm thinking is of actually putting the tank right here. Now it's gonna be snug, so I might take this rack and move it that way a tiny bit, or come this way a tiny bit, we'll have to see, and kind of stick it right here in the corner. These are those ducts that we had outside that were for the, if you guys remember and follow my channel, we were running an S19J Pro with an inline fan here. So this was the intake for that system, and there's the exhaust. I'm not ripping it out or anything like that. You know, you never know. So I just went ahead, used extra thick trash bag, put it over there, and then went ahead and rubber banded it. It works for now. But I'm thinking about putting that tank like right here, because then I can access the PDUs right here as I need to, and I can punch a hole right outside of this wall. So I think I'm really gonna have to get everything measured out to determine where I wanna put it. Because other than that, I mean, I don't have a lot of room over here. This unit is gonna come out of here. We're gonna put it somewhere in here. We gotta redo all of this. So I'm gonna have a little bit of room here, but look how tight this is. It's not a ton of room here. I mean, when I come through here, I gotta like squeeze through. And then on our back side here, you know, we may have a little bit, I mean, there's more room on this side, you can definitely tell. So maybe we drop the rack back a tiny bit more to open up space. I could stick it here, which here isn't a bad idea either, but I have to make sure I have a long enough of the tubing for the inlet and the outlet for the oil. So something we definitely have to consider. Let's go outside here, because another spot we might be able to do this. Let's look on the ass end of the shed here. So the other shed's gonna go right here, and there's gonna be a gap between the two of these. So like, sorry, I got the air blowing out on this side. Let's take a look. I don't know that that's gonna be big enough. I don't know, maybe something over here. I mean, I could drop it down and stick it right here. But I'd have to see where that other shed is. I'm really gonna wait until the other shed gets delivered before I do this install to see what type of space I have. I mean, I hate to put it over here by my neighbor, but it just sounds like an AC unit. So I think over here is gonna be the best bet if the tubing can really, think about it. If it goes right here in the corner and I come out and over, I think we might be pretty good. I think I'm gonna have to measure things out. All right, guys, that's it. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. We'll have another video here with this puppy installed and ready to go. So I'll keep you guys updated. Links down below to everything for fog hashing and the C2 system if you're interested. I love some of your thoughts and feedback. Comment down below and let me know what you guys are thinking.